Club Express, Surveys and Polls. The Surveys function allows you to create surveys on your website to solicit feedback from members or non-members. Surveys can be used for many purposes, including learning what types of events members want to attend and which areas of a hobby or profession members are most interested in. The Surveys function can even be used to run elections for your organization. Because responses cannot be modified or deleted, and because you can set flags which allow only members to take the survey, and then only once each. Surveys can be spread across multiple pages and can have any number of questions. Each question can be displayed in one of over 15 answer formats, and certain types of questions can be grouped together under a single heading. Club Express also supports polls, which are a single-question radio button survey that can be placed anywhere on your website via the content editor. For example, on the home page, custom web pages, content boxes, page header, etc. Polls are available to members only and enforce one vote per member. Once members have voted, they can immediately see the results. Typically, surveys are reached by a choice on your site's menu. This screen shows the surveys available to the user. Clicking a Take This Survey button launches the survey wizard, presenting the first page of the survey. Note that this button might have different text. This screen can be placed on the public or members-only side of your website, but on the public side, it will show only surveys that non-members can take. In the Advanced Content Editor, the Link Builder also allows you to create a link directly to the first page of a survey. Using this feature, you can place this link almost anywhere on your website, including the home page, a custom page, an event screen, or the area under the menu on some templates. Let's also add a poll to this page. To do so, we select the Widget tab on the right side of the screen. After adding a little descriptive text, it's time to place the widget. Click on Insert Poll, and then either select an existing poll or choose Create New Poll. A placeholder for the poll is inserted into the document. After saving, we can then view the document, and it shows the survey link, and because this member has already voted in the poll, he sees the poll results. Surveys typically begin with a preamble page that explains the purpose of the survey. Club Express supports both a preamble and a postamble page. Yes, we made up the word. It sounds better than postscript. At the bottom of each page are the appropriate mix of back, cancel, and next buttons. Use these buttons to navigate between the pages of the survey. If you click the next or back buttons and you have not supplied a response to one or more required questions on the page, you won't be able to leave the page until answers are supplied. At the end of the survey, you'll see a response summary screen listing your answers to each question. There's also a print summary icon that allows you to print your answers. Click the Submit Response button to submit your response, Cancel to cancel the survey without submitting your response, or Back to return to a previous page to edit responses to one or more questions. There are two ways to manage surveys. Administrators and function coordinators can go to the People or Communications tab in the Control Panel and click the Surveys link or Edit icon to access the administrative side of the function. Or, when viewing any page in the Surveys function, coordinators and administrators can click the Edit icon in the Page Tools widget on the right side of the screen. The initial Survey Manager search results grid is empty, so click the Search button to display all surveys. You can also filter the display by category and by active surveys only. The grid shows the survey's title, category, last update, status, and number of responses received to date. Before we look at surveys, let's look at polls that can be used in various areas of your site. The grid shows polls created via the Add Poll button or via the Content Editor. Polls are quick surveys with just one radio button question, so the page's questions, preamble, and postamble options are not available. Polls are also automatically placed in a Polls system category. They don't appear on the main surveys page, but they're available through the editor to be placed anywhere that the editor is used: home page, custom web pages, page headers, content boxes, event descriptions, and photo pages. There are two ways to create a new poll. It's usually done from this admin screen, but it's also available from within the content editor when adding a poll widget, for example, to a custom page. Because we're already in the admin interface, we'll just click the Add Poll button. The poll name is used as the heading, and the question is displayed above the choices. In the answers box, enter the actual poll choices, one per line. You can also specify the text for the voting button. If you have mobile channels configured and want this poll to appear in a particular channel, select it here. When you click Save, the poll is created. Survey categories allow you to organize and filter surveys for administrative purposes. Unlike other modules, survey categories are not used on the public side of the module, only on the administration side. The reason is that you'll usually have a small number of surveys active at a time, and it's more important to control the display order for these surveys. Click the Surveys category to show a list of the current categories. Click the Add Survey Category button to add a category. Click the Edit icon to edit the text of an existing category. A Delete icon is also shown if the category is not currently in use. There's also a System category not shown on this list and is not editable for polls. Now back to the surveys list. To create a new survey, click the Add Survey button. The survey title is used in the Survey Manager, on the Survey Index page, and on the heading of each page in the survey. It tells the users and the admins which survey they are taking or managing. The description can be up to 1,000 characters and is only used by the Survey Index page. Category allows you to group similar surveys. Surveys can be configured to be available to every visitor on a website, to members only, to members of a committee only, to members with a specified member type only, or to members of a specified chapter only. If you select the committee option, a new field is displayed allowing you to select the committee. If you select the member type option, a new field is displayed allowing you to select the member type. If you select the subgroup option, the subgroup editor is displayed allowing you to select a subgroup at any level, region, district, or chapter, and then only members of that subgroup can take the survey. In all cases, you can optionally limit the survey to primary and solo members only. Use this option for situations where each membership, individual or family, for example, gets only one vote. You can also specify the text to use on the Take This Survey button. Surveys can be closed in one of three ways: manually, by changing the survey status; on a specified date, where the survey is closed at 11:59 p.m. A new field is displayed allowing you to select the date after which the survey will no longer be available, or after a specified number of responses have been received. A new field is displayed allowing you to specify how many responses will be accepted before the survey is closed. Note that this number is checked when the available survey screen is displayed. If you want only 100 responses and you already have 99, and two people tried to take the survey at the same time, both will be allowed. Each survey can be configured to handle anonymous responses in one of three ways: not allowed, where all users must be identified. This option is not valid for surveys that are also available to non-members. Optionally allowed, where users can decide if they will be anonymous or not. This option allows a survey to be placed on the public side of the website, but non-members will be anonymous by definition. If you have a preamble page defined, this question will appear on the preamble page. If not, it will appear on its own page. Or required, where no users are identified. This option is valid for members and non-members. If anonymous responses are allowed or required, the system may still test the current logged-in member in order to enforce the option that we'll get to in a moment, that members can vote only once. However, the member's name is never shown and cannot be revealed. Requiring anonymous voting is an appropriate setting for conducting elections. You have the option of allowing or blocking multiple votes by the same person. This restriction is only enforced on members. The system can't determine if a non-member has previously voted. Most surveys, which are also available on the public side of your website, should set this option to yes, allow people to vote multiple times. On the other hand, a survey that's an election vote would set this option to no. To add a contact person to the survey, click the Select link. You'll then see the standard Club Express member selector. When the contact person is defined, an additional option appears. Notify on completion. When this option is checked, the contact person will receive an email whenever a survey is completed. Note that this email will preserve the server's anonymity settings. If the responses are required to be anonymous, or if anonymity is optional, the respondent's name will not be included in the email. Otherwise, the notification will include the respondent's name. Click Save to save your changes and create the new survey, or Cancel to close the dialog without saving. New surveys are always created with the status of inactive. The status field is not displayed during the initial defining of the survey, as there have been no questions defined yet. If you subsequently click the Edit link in the Survey Manager, one additional option is shown, Status. The following options are available. Newly created surveys have inactive status. An inactive survey is one that's still being designed, or one that you want to modify even after it's been active. Select Active when you want to make the survey available to respondents. All settings are enforced, and this option is not available for new surveys that don't yet have pages and questions defined. Test mode is used when you want to test a survey. It won't be available to users, just to admins and coordinators. Also, various restrictions on the number of allowed responses and on who can take the survey are not enforced for surveys in test mode. And you can select the Closed option to manually close a survey that has previously been active. Now back to the survey list. The Maintain column has these choices that can be used by both polls and surveys. You can edit the properties for this survey or poll. The same pop-up window described earlier is displayed. Results displays results for each person who took the survey or poll. There's also a results option at the questions level to view results just for that question. You can use Delete to completely remove a survey or poll. All questions and responses will be deleted and cannot be recovered. The rest of the items in the Maintain column are only for surveys. They don't apply to polls. Pages Questions is used to edit the pages on which the survey is organized and displayed, and the questions shown on each page. We'll get to survey questions in a moment. Preamble is used to define an opening page and edit the text for this page. You can also remove an existing preamble. Postamble defines a closing page or to edit the text for this page. You can also remove an existing postamble. Take Survey launches the survey. And Copy makes a copy of the survey. Now, this is just the questions, not the answers. Use this option if you want to repeat a survey, perhaps with minor changes, while still retaining the original survey and its responses. The new survey is flagged as inactive until you edit the status field. Let's look at these icons in a little more detail. Select the Pages Questions icon to define survey questions and the pages on which they appear. You'll see a screen similar to this one, assuming that questions have already been defined. The first page, which is page 0, is the scratch pad. This page is never displayed. It's a good place to put questions that you're still working on and don't yet know on which page they will appear. Following the scratch pad are one or more pages. Each contains one or more questions. The page name is used on the administration screen, while the page heading is shown on the page itself when people take surveys. Click Save to save your changes and return to the main screen, or Cancel to return without saving. Click the Page Sequence button to change the order of the pages. The standard Club Express sequence dialog is displayed. There are icons in the Maintain column for the pages that let you edit the name of this page, delete this page, and if it has questions, they'll be moved to the scratch pad. And you can modify the sequence of questions on the page, and the standard dialog will be displayed. To add a new question, click the Add Question button. Then, specify the page on which the question should be placed. You can specify the scratch pad or any page that you've defined. The question name is used on the manager grid only. It's never shown to the users. We'll come back to the answer type in a moment. The question text field contains the actual text that will be shown to the user. This is a miniature version of our advanced content editor with options to control fonts, lists, alignment, and to display photos or images. Line breaks are supported in this field. The actual question text can be of virtually unlimited length. Note that a simple text box replaces this editor for scale type questions, where the question itself uses a different question type. The Notes field lets you enter additional text that will be shown under the question and in a smaller font. It's usually used for prompts or hints on how to answer the question. There's a limit of 250 characters. Then select the answer type from the drop-down list. There are many answer types to choose from, and the screen will refresh to show additional options relevant to the answer type chosen. Please watch the Club Express Answer Types video for detailed descriptions and examples of each answer type. Some answer types require that a list of options be specified, including allowable values or a range or text to be used. The prompt under the field will tell you what should be entered, and if an item list must be specified, put each item on a separate line. Some answer types allow for a default answer that will be pre-filled in, but which can be changed. Some answer types support minimum and maximum answer values. Specify one or both of the values depending on the question type. Some answer types support a maximum length to control how much text can be entered. Some answer types also support a response required option. Select yes if an answer must be provided. Some answer types support an other field. Select yes to display this option at the end of your specified options. You do not need to add other to your list. The system will do it for you. If the user selects this option, he or she will see a field where another response can be entered. And some answers support a comments box. Select yes to display this box so that the survey respondents can add comments beyond their main answer. Select Save to save the new question and return to the grid, or Cancel to return without saving. Note that to make it easier to create a group of scale questions that have the same properties, there's a button in Surveys, Collectibles, and Ad Hoc Forms called Add Scale Question. You fill in the question text, question prompts, and column headings. When you save the form, the information is automatically parsed into the regular answer types. It creates a heading instruction, followed by scale questions for each of the question prompt lines. If necessary, you can then edit the questions, for example, to make a question not required. This can save you a lot of time when creating groups of questions. The Copy Questions button allows you to copy questions from this or another survey into the scratch pad of the current survey. Select the survey and then a question from that survey. When you click Save, the question and all of its settings, but no answers, is copied from the other survey into the scratch pad of this survey. The Maintain column for questions has icons for these options. Edit lets you edit the properties of this question. If the survey is active and already has responses, you'll not be able to modify the answer values. Delete lets you delete the question. You'll be asked to confirm this action, and if so, all responses will be lost. If you don't want to lose the responses, just move the question to the scratch pad by clicking Edit and changing the value in the page field. Reports displays a list of reports that documents answers to the question. Details displays a pop-up list of answers to the question. And Summary displays a pop-up window summarizing the answers to the question. This option is only available for certain types of questions. Let's take a look at a few of these functions. Click the Reports icon to see a list of available reports at the question level. Select the report, then click Next. Then specify the output options and click Run Report. Click the Detail icon to see the actual answers provided to that question so far. Click the Summary icon to see a summary or aggregate of the answers provided so far. This option is not available for all answer types, only for those where users choose one from a set of options, as opposed to freeform text. The Preamble and Postamble options allow you to define a custom page at the beginning of the survey and one at the end of the survey. Select the appropriate option in the Survey Manager, and you'll see the Club Express Advanced Content Editor. Here you can enter any text you want, including formatting, as well as images, links, and other elements. The preamble is typically used for instructions on how to complete the survey. It may also tell people how many pages or questions to expect and give them an estimate of how long it will take to complete the survey. The postamble is typically used to thank people for completing the survey and to remind them to review their answers and then to click the Submit Response button. The system places Back, Cancel, and Next buttons on the bottom of survey pages to let the user navigate the survey and to perhaps change their answers. The final page of the survey shows a response summary. A respondent's answers are not written to the database until the user reviews their survey answers and clicks the Submit Response button. The results icon displays detailed results for a survey or poll. This grid lists each person who has responded to the survey, including the date of the response and whether he or she is a member or not. Click the View Response icon to view his or her actual responses. They're listed in page and question order. Click the Export Response Details to generate a CSV file of all responses received to date. This file can be imported into a spreadsheet for massaging or analysis. You'll be prompted to save the export to a local file. Click the Delete Test Responses, if shown, to delete any test responses. This button only appears if there are test responses. Click Delete All Responses if you need to make significant changes to the survey that's been active. The Reports button lets you run reports for the whole survey or poll. Although most of the reports focus on the responses, the Survey Info report is all about the questions. This can be very useful for documenting and reviewing a configuration of survey questions before making the survey active. Select the Delete icon to delete the survey or poll, along with its pages and questions and all of its responses. You'll be asked to confirm this action. There is no undo. Once a survey is deleted, it's gone. Select the Copy icon to copy a survey, but not a poll. The Copy Survey dialog will be displayed. This is basically the same dialog as the Add Edit Survey dialog, allowing you to change the properties of a survey before it's copied. Be sure to specify a different title for the survey so you can tell the copy from the original. Note that survey responses are not copied, just the pages and questions. And the new survey is placed into an inactive state until you edit the survey to change its status. The Club Express surveys and poll functions allow you to solicit feedback from members or non-members. Executed well, this type of targeted research can benefit your organization with reliable and usable data and improve the decision-making process. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.